Business goose!
Calisto, what are you talking about?
The way they spell penguin in Chinese says business goose!
Where did you hear that?
That one detective, Shilong Lang.
Alright, okay, well, you have fun there. Welcome back to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. I guess that's the intro. We had a little fun playing Mario Super Picross before the stream proper. But hey, 45 minutes in, we're not too late. Sorry if you wanted to go see it. It's not going up on YouTube, but we're continuing. We're probably going to finish the 4th episode of Ace Attorney Investigations today. So in honor, have Calisto you having a absolutely paralyzing laughing fit. Like, I don't think she can walk after this. Fozzie Bear, really? Oh no!
Here's one way to make you stop laughing. Hey-ya!
Thank you for the bang bang.
You wonder if they're still laughing when this happens.
Callisto?
Chickens! Chickens everywhere! It's so stupid! Who would base their stream off of chickens? Oh! What's that? Didn't even hurt!
Alright, I see how it is. Let's continue. That's not the right... Hold on. We were playing Picross. Let me switch it up. And then... This is supposed to work? Am I gonna have to edit this later? I might have to edit this later. You wanna capture it? You wanna capture it? OBS? You okay? Well, it's the bottom screen's working. Hey, it's working.
He's having technical issues.
Okay, yuck it up, Calisto. Yuck it up. Last time we had a whole Swiss roll debacle. We got the story from the judge. Yeah, hear it from the judge. Told us all about how Gumshoe was supposedly suspicious. Nah, he's a good boy. But the question remains, who then is responsible for the double murder of Macrel and Burn Faraday? The plot thickens. Yeah. You mean to tell me that streaming software is infamously finicky? Yeah, you think something for free would just work. Thank you guys for weathering through all of that. I'll have to jump cut it like... Now? Jump cut, we're here. September 10th. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh. It appears that his honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time in forever, today I experienced what it was like to stand at the witness stand. Oh, I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. It ain't easy. You might end up indicting yourself. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisca, there's no need to further depress His Honor. No, just make him retire early, apparently. Francisca wants nothing to do with him. That's mean. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor? What, is he his Canadian brother? He has a Canadian brother. Long story. I don't know how his brother's Canadian, but he's not. But it's a thing. Your Honor, I come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor? The evidence? Your Honor!
I ate the evidence. It was just so delicious looking. It was a turkey sandwich and a Swiss roll.
Sir, that wasn't evidence. That was my bento box.
Oh, you? Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
Calisto? Wasn't she here? She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, let me change the game title because I forgot to change it from Mario Picross.
Oops. I literally just changed directly to the game. I forgot. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing on tonight's stream. Fun. Jump cut. What? Sorry about that.
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all of the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rain are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. Oh, I'm just gonna get an evidence dump all into my pocket. Oops. Hope you brought your cargo pants, Edgeworth. This might be far enough back in time that we're in the 90s. Who knows? Maybe cargo pants are fashionable. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all of the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
Thank you for not just reaching over and putting it in my pocket. I'd like to do that myself, thank you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. Do-do-do. Funnily enough, there was a King Bradley lookalike in the last case. I forgot what his name was. He was not a major character. You're doing pretty good. You finished replaying this game. Nice! And you're almost done with 2. Ooh, I'm so excited. The reason I'm playing is so that I can play 2. And, have it not just come out of nowhere on my stream. So, look forward to that. Absolutely, just love the series so much. The fact that after all this time, there are just lost games, like Super Mario The Lost Levels, that we can finally play. Love it. Judge's sigh crying. It would appear that the judge is still a bit dispirited. Stop that! You're being so depressing! You don't yell at people when they're depressed, Francisca. Man, this is what happens when you're raised by Von Karma.
Whoa!
Is he a cow? Whoa. You should listen to her, Your Honor, before things go from bad to worse. Although it can't really get much worse for him other than to be whipped by her. Oh, he'll get his fair share in the future. This is the defendant's desk, right. The evidence is over on the other side. I just wanted to check this. Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on the table. You know you can't just walk off with it, right? Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive. We're still gonna do the original case, right? Maybe? I know you don't play it, but I would imagine that they still, try to figure it out. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial for Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes, finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself, and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them when we have the time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder, too. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. You try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. Francisca, you don't have your license yet. I'm sure that's the only reason. Either that or Von Karma is just really excited to see the fruits of his labor, manipulating Gregory's son into being a cold-hearted prosecutor. Spoiler, he doesn't succeed. Goku, thanks for the 10 bits. This minute. Yeah, Brad Boy, what's up? Why does Francisca sound French? Because I don't know how to do a German accent. That's the only reason. I'm not gonna lie. You don't like the gimmicks in 2. Oh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, you know what? If they end up being painful, then you get to see my suffering live on stream. So that's another reason to stream. It's also real to see the knife up close. So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope. What's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
This organizer was used in the murder. It's the weapon.
What? Just slap somebody with so hard that they die.
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer and said that evidence is bag of his. Detective Bag requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Detective Bad said that? What a strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Gun! Bullet. I just imagine the day where, like, somebody in the Ace Attorney games... this might have happened, or I might have watched a animation about it. I don't remember. It's all a blur in my head now. Like, they pull out a gun for evidence, but they hold it like they're gonna shoot somebody, and then everybody in the court's like, ah, duck! He's got a gun! Wait, Your Honor, this is just evidence. It's a water gun. This gun, it was originally used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Bell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Wow. I guess they have to keep it in as close as condition to the original, state it was found in. Oops. Drop something. But, to take a working gun into court, that's scary. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Again, literally a weapon. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it. Hasn't he heard of using a smartphone? I do wonder how many people still use, traditional organizers. If I ever kept organized in my life, I probably would. Honestly, because there's something very different about, having to dig into an app to find your notes and, remember the context versus, oh, you just write out in an organizer. You can even draw little diagrams, whatever you need to draw. You can just personalize it to however you want. Even put, little bookmarks so you can go straight into it without getting distracted. That's just something you can't really do on a device that does everything, It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here.
I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape,
I don't know why Burn sounds like this.
I should be able to prove that he was the one.
He's just straight up Solid Snake now. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in the case. I mean, he honestly believed that he wanted to get him guilty.
The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. A surveillance camera. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu.
And it would appear that he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu.
That's what I said. No matter how much he tried to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up.
Yatagarasu's key? That's not a piece of evidence we have, although, if you guys remember Kay's design, she's got a key in her hair. And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence, but it's not here though.
It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end.
To discredit any claim Mr. Rell may have made about being the real Yatagarasu, and he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. I don't know if he can submit it to evidence, because, it's just literally his thoughts, but it's nice that we know.
Wait, we do have the key.
Oh, a picture of it, I guess. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. It appears to be a key. Donde? A key. And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle. Is that kanji? No, it's just oni heads? The craftsmanship is superb.
Engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever.
Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? Unreadable code, boys. Gotta crack the code. The Tagarasu's key? How do I say a Japanese word in a German accent? Detective Bad said something earlier. When did Snake come in here? He just snuck on in. He's actually always been here, just hiding under that box.
What's different about this time was that the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadopian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence.
Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe. Ah, yes, Ace Attorney logic, where you deliberately withhold evidence in order to, at the last second, bring it out against your opponent in court, as if it's like a battle. That totally does not apply in real life. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Yeah. If it was a German accent, the Ra in Yatagarasu would be more of like a wa. Wah. Yatagarasu. Maybe? I'm still not sure. I'm just gonna do my weird not German accent. I feel more comfortable with it at the very least, but thanks for letting me know. That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. Is it possible that he just brought it for the sake of stab? Not for evidence? Oh, it's the perfect crime. No one would suspect a knife in a random bag of dangerous things. That certainly is odd. Yeah, if I were him, I'd use something more practical, like a taser. At least, I would think that's what Mr. Von Karma would say. The weapon that was used to kill the Kadopian embassy staff member was the gun. Bullet. Bang, bang. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. Why is it so fancy, though? Did he want this to be a momentous occasion, so he bought the fanciest knife he could find in an antique shop? That's the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Unless it's under the guise of evidence, or, unless it's frickin'... I'm sure. But Francisca was able to bring a whip and a riding crop. Like, how hard could it be? Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you all suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? You gotta run. Thanks for coming on in, Brad Boy. Have a good night. I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. What if it's not a knife? Wait a minute. Come on, stop. Hold up, wait a minute. That looks pretty familiar. Maybe it's like the knife, but inverted? Like folded in on itself? However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. Yeah, we only have a picture of the key. Yo, that's gotta be it. It's gotta be the same item. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence. Miles Edgeverse, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Now, I don't have a brain. That's absent for sure. You don't need evidence for that. Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca. What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. Someone using big brain tonight. Little of that and little of me possibly just remembering this case from when I played it years ago. It's fun. It was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Inside the perfume bottle. No. Inside the Swiss roll. Gumshoe took a big bite and started bleeding through the mouth. Oh no. This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeverse. Penalty! No, I don't have the life bar up. You can't penalize me. Humph. You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean.
You know, since Phoenix Wright was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate, it would have been so funny if instead of the same health bar that everybody else has in that game, just him alone has the Ace Attorney health bar instead. And then maybe his super meter can be the exclamation points from the first game. Just because. You know, it would be the same way that in Smash Bros. Sakurai always puts special meters styled after each newcomer's game. Don't the color and ornamentation in the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. You can recognize patterns. Wow. Now, do you know what shape has 8 sides? Don't patronize me, Edgeverse. Both the Atagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Atagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife. But can you spell knife? Yeah, you just can't. In this fun mini-game? Oh no! I don't have a. There's no K. There's no little letter K. If the letters touch each other, they explode! This is terrible. Nobody asked for this. Imagine if Ace Attorney had those mini games. Like, I love Danganronpa for what it is, but Ace Attorney is a bit more serious when it comes to, you know, trying to figure out the logic. Like, it is also anime and ridiculous things do happen, but no Hangman's Gambit, please. You don't seriously mean to say? No. It appears that you've finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same. But that's impossible! Why are you so surprised by that? I'm just using logic. Logic in an Ace Attorney game? Unheard of. Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. If we were allowed to look at the knife closely earlier, we might have just found out it was a key by accident. Now, be careful, don't touch the blade. Oops! It was me. I killed them with hamsters. Yeah, somebody get Monokuma out here. He's in the wrong game. He's in the wrong game. What emote is that, actually? Big brain time. Oh, that is a huge brain. It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them. Look, there's even a flower-shaped design here in this goat section here. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself. She seems to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. Don't worry, we'll have the finest craftsman in all of Germany make one exactly like it for you, Francisca. And then you can also have a knife in court. Just let her have all the weapons, because apparently she can get away with it. Maybe there's a button. Oh, there you go, a little latch. Ah! That does not seem practical at all. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. Just thinking about it, that would not be very structurally sound. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key that Yatagarasu stole. It unlocks people's hearts by opening them up manually. Just insert and turn counterclockwise. Ooh. Stab. Like the Keyblade. It's a Keyblade, literally. Somebody gets Sora in here. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Let's go. Death to the murder bear. Frankly, I'm shocked. No, you're Francisca. Name's not Frankly. Professor Frankly from Mario Thousand Year Door. Ah! Who said my name? Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. Oh, key aspect, not key aspect. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. Maybe. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Or, anybody who touched it for held it for 5 seconds. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief, Yatagarasu! Then, maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, I like voicing Detective Bad, but he's not exactly the easiest on my throat. After, interrogating him for an entire section yesterday, I really needed water. Oh, what's going on? We got some bots. Kamen Rider, you know what to do.
But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Get it? Come on, Francisca, it was funny, laugh. Oh. Fine. I'd imagine there's no jokes allowed in the Von Karma household. They're not even allowed to watch TV, dude. And one thing left to check, I believe. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I mean, you're officially not involved, Francisca? I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly, and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th. There, that's the King Bradley guy. That was this trial. Oh man, that was a long time ago. Just give him an eye patch. An embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. And you're to blame. What? No, not you. Again, no humor. Mac Rel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence he had. Mr. Rel was caught in the act on film by a security camera, surveillance camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. A truly foolish fool. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. It's gotta be on purpose. He was probably there to take the fall for the real Yatagarasu. And Francisca doesn't listen to Bon Jovi confirmed. Somebody needs to get her an iPod. Considering the level of technology in the Ace Attorney games, I don't doubt that people would still walk around with separate MP3 players, right? Their phones could only play MIDIs at this point. The Cadopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. They got ID-tagged soldiers with ID-tagged weapons. Security has changed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? The video? Hey, he's wearing a hat? Maybe it's not him. Yes, the surveillance video that security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rel on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. Can you, though? So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. Me neither. Ooh, maybe a little too late. Edgeworth. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. What? You called me short again. No, I said we're short one piece of evidence. Oh. That's for making me think you made a joke. Oh, I cannot win. And the piece that's missing in the surveillance video is the surveillance video that was played in court. I wonder, maybe it was forged? The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? It was one of those spy tapes that self-destruct after playing. Sorry, but somebody should have been recording it with their phone. The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Where, oh where could the video gone?
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? This chicken will self-destruct in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What? No, I did not lick my duties.
What? What are we licking? We're licking duty?
What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
Oh, the gunshots on the tape. Yeah, that was the thing I forgot. I don't worry about it. Like, there was something I remembered from playing this game way before. I'm like, what? How did they get a... There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2. Isn't Calisto you currently? Oh no. Is that Baby Ling? September 10th, 6 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. I'm getting some... Windy, what's up? Got on the chat, outside eating, Wi-Fi, oof. I hope you've been enjoying so far. We actually haven't been playing this game for too long, but welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good lunch, Windy. That's Detective Bad. But who is he with? We just got our evidence from the trial for today. After all that hullabaloo, and one piece is missing. I've never seen that officer before.
So, did you find it?
No, not yet. And I've looked everywhere.
I see. Well then, please continue with the search.
Understood. I'll continue the search. He even walks with purpose. As what, a rookie? Come on! Don't act all high and mighty. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't be even allowed at crime scenes. How dare you! Who do you think you are? Wait a minute! Who do you think you are, playing Shi Long Lang's theme and walking with Shi Long Lang's attitude and having Shi Long Lang's sprite? What was that all about? And who was that man just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. He's like 22 right now. Still a little older than Edgeworth. I mean, that's how age works, right? Interpol! Why is Interpol involved? Or is he not Interpol at this point? I would assume he was Interpol of Zhangfa, not Japanifornia. Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him? You're eating chicken. Delicious. I'm glad I could feed. That's all I ask.
I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids?
It looks like you were paying attention after all. Don't get him angry.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. That's why I have holes in my coat, so the eyes in the back of my head can see through them.
Oh. Weird. Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. Oh, that is so clever. He uses it to look behind him. He's not just looking at himself. Why did I never even put that together. Well, I even knew that from playing this before. I just forgot. Oh, he's a good detective. Holy moly. Da-da-da-ba-da-da. It's for him to keep an eye on who or what is behind him at all times. Yes. So tell me, Detective Bad, who's that rude man just now?
Oh, don't worry. You'll meet him in like 7 years. The guy came here from the Republic of Zhengfa to study. He's Agent Lang.
Ah, so we do know his name. He just, Edgar forgets.
He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of entertainment from scratch.
So he is Zhengfa Interpol, I guess. Maybe? Whatever he is, he's here. Nice cameo. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong urge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
I'd rather have Gumshoe. 500 IQ. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Road whipping. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad? The videotape? Same as us? Noble. Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
Huh. I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Everything has to do with me, because I'm so important. No, that's not how Edgeworth really feels. Fine. If this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room, straight from him. I guess Interpol is like it's literally an intercontinental thing. Inter-country thing. So Interpol is just Interpol. That makes sense. He's from Zhengfa. Do. Detective Bad and Lang are your two favorite characters from Investigations 1. Like, they introduced some of the best characters in the series in this game, and as I was saying last time, I want them to appear again. I can at the very least hope that they show up in Investigations 2. Like, that game is gonna be so good. Your favorite character was Investigation 1. Phoenix Wright! I mean, he's technically in Investigations 1. Yeah. What's up, Dire Hit? Welcome back. It's been a while. Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. That's suspicious. I saw you vent. Everybody, vote Detective Bad. He's the imposter. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad.
Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say.
Don't they also say that the killer always comes back to the scene of the crime? I don't actually suspect him. He's a good man, this bad man. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct?
I don't have anything left to say to you, boy.
Boy? You'll see. I will draw my answer from you, one way or another. I'ma get you. Get you. Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess that wasn't evidence. He just kind of added it in. Please, we are asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
Do I want the answer to that question? I don't want the answer. I have a suspicion, but I want to be surprised. Time of the murder. Let's go. So you still assert that it was right before, right? How would you know? Was there a clock in the room? I'd like to ask once again, what happened around here at the time of the crime?
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Well, actually, I was about to ask about time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about? But aren't you supposed to know everything? Everything? He should. Wait. Is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Here, have my badge. No, I will not present my badge again. I've done that enough. Knife.
This is a knife, mate.
Detective Bad. I brandish this knife in front of you. Yes, I'm threatening you. I'm using it to get more information out of you. Is it working? Do you feel threatened yet? Did you know the existence of the item in this photograph? Look at this photograph.
Of course I did. Every time I look, it makes me laugh. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same?
What? That's impossible.
It looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? The fact that he doesn't know the secret. Yeah.
I guess so.
I feel like Bad is faking it. Like, he said himself. Him and Faraday know more about the Yatagarasu than anyone. He's just like, doesn't want to reveal anything to Edgeworth that he might not already know. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was in fact a knife.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
Actually, that's a spoon.
I see you played knifey spoony before, eh?
Actually, that's a lollipop.
Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew the fact.
Oh, okay. Maybe he didn't know.
And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this?
I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for?
Yeah, that's right.
It was knives. He was the Yatagarasu. And why were you searching for it?
I needed to open this can. It has beans inside. I'm very hungry. Besides, because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag.
Because it was in the form of a knife.
Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life?
You'd think he'd also come to the conclusion like, this knife came out of nowhere and the key is gone. Detective Bad. So that we may find the truth, please, testify for me once more.
No, right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change.
Nothing will change, in fact, but we'll get a better sense of what happened. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1.
My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this.
That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up, to boop you on the nose, and find the truth behind this case. Dun 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 dun! I forgot how long this episode is. Even if I had played this for the full streams the last 2 weeks, I don't know if I could have finished it by now. Detbad's movements.
I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and we all ran into lobby number 2.
This one last time is all he needs to boop him on the snoot. It sounds like the exact same story he told us before. Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. Draw it out. Like drawing water from a well. Pump it.
Hold it!
Water. Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Why did she indeed? Because of the perfume? Because of the sleepy tea? Answer me.
Who knows? She just said she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all.
That is so suspicious. At my work, we have a tradition of when it's somebody's birthday, to 1, buy them a cake, and to 2, lead them into the kitchen, the office kitchen, when it's time to celebrate, so that everyone is there waiting for them, and then they sing the birthday song. And my coworkers are so bad at coming up with excuses. They're like, "Hey, there's a meeting that's not on the calendar. Come this way through the work kitchen in order to get to the meeting room." Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. On my birthday. Yeah, you really gonna say that I have a meeting and bringing a birthday meeting to me on my birthday? So his answer remains the same as before. I see. Oi, what's up, Soul Sapphire? How you doing, Noah? A long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Did you get more progress on that Fatalis art? Hope it's going along smoothly. Hope you're well. Welcome to Interrogation. I know what's happened. I just don't want to bring it up until it says it in the game in case anybody else is playing along at home. But it involves a certain missing piece of evidence, a tape of a shooting. I was hoping that you could expand on what exactly we're discussing with Miss Yu.
Trivial stuff. It was nothing important.
That's for me to decide.
Okay. I confess. I was asking her what her birthday was, so I could bring her a cake.
Really?
No.
Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. Just nope. Not gonna weasel anything about him on that topic. Heard the gunshot right before trial, but why is it so vague of a time? How do you know? You didn't work on the art today. Hey! Take however time you need. It's your project, Soul Sapphire. Just hope you're doing well. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? Ordinary? Egg.
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I asked that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. It's totally in character for Edgeworth.
Sure.
It's totally in character for Edgeworth to treat this like official cross-examination and demand like, please append it to your testimony. Even though this is outside of court, this is just casual conversation about the investigation with somebody else. Not supposed to be structured at all. It just fits because it's Edgeworth. I feel like that's one of the major reasons they didn't go with Ema Sky as the main character of this game. It had to be somebody that would still be this organized, even though he doesn't have to be. Glad to hear you're doing well, Soul Sapphire. Hope you sit back, enjoy. And also, nice eggs, everybody.
I didn't hear any strange sounds until the gunshot.
Could you say that again? I didn't even... Okay, fine. Detective Band, you honestly don't remember hearing anything else?
Yeah.
Is it possible you were so involved in your conversation that you missed something? Or maybe that you had so much tea that you maybe fell asleep?
I've been a detective for a long time, and even if I were involved in something, I've got quite the habit of keeping tabs on everything that goes on around me. If there had been some other strange sound, you can be sure I would have heard it.
Maybe a strange smell? Now, I suppose with this detective, that's probably very likely.
So the gunshot.
When we heard it... Bad's voice is just doing a number on my throat, and I just want to get through it as quickly as possible. I love the guy. Hands down one of my favorite characters in the game. Rex, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope the rest of your Octopath Traveler stream went well. Are you finishing more people's chapters? I heard each person has an 8-chapter story. How far are you in the game? I see you've been playing a lot. Like you maxed out some characters? Hope you're well. Why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away?
Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot.
Maybe it was a party popper. Maybe it was a balloon.
And we knew it came from somewhere nearby.
And how did you know that it was a gunshot? Oh, Bad didn't know about the conversation we had with the judge.
In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know.
I suppose it's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like, unlike the judge.
But given the circumstances, the only person that I could have think of whose life would be in danger was Faraday.
Oh, you didn't play Octopath today. I could have sworn. Maybe I saw your going live message, and it might have still said Octopath. But Gundam, nice. With Brad and Comet. Ooh, got the skills. Nice, very nice, very nice. What's your favorite mobile suit, by the way? For completely non-specific reasons. Just curious.
That's why I ran out into the hallway right away and headed for where he was.
Is it bad that I'm getting a little lightheaded?
Hold it!
Hold it, hold it. Detective Bad, please stop talking for a second so I can catch my breath. Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier?
When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed.
Thanks for the hydrate, Dusty Cougar. I do need it. Gah. It sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before. However, is there something in particular we should be asking the detective about? Well, there was an appended statement. There just might be. No one knew that the knife is actually the Itagara's key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we know now, but Detective Bad doesn't yet. He has to beat my angle attack. Common wasn't playing Hamtar. I saw you were playing Superman on the Game Boy Advance. I can only assume it was a better game than the Nintendo 64 version. Which was the statement that he added? I think didn't hear strange sounds until the gunshot. Well, that would mean it has to be the balloon. Objection!
Objection!
Ha ha! 2x speed voice acting. I go super fast. Gotta go fast. Yeah. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? Like maybe some ads that you've been getting on Twitch? Oof. I'm not gonna go into detail, but you guys know the ones. Ooh, no. That's one of the reasons I don't have mature enabled on my stream. Just saying.
It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh? So you knew about the girl's balloon?
Yeah. I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled the balloon up for her.
You have a helium tank on you? Sure.
Yeah, it's how I keep my voice high-pitched and squeaky. Without it, I just sound like this.
This is my natural voice. I gotta take a hop of helium in order to sound normal.
There we go.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about the balloon?
Well, it used to be a balloon. I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point?
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway, right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh.
So the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at the time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
Don't give me a so. The music was playing and everything. What do you mean? This was supposed to be my anime moment. You can't take that away from me.
Listen, kid, I know what a gunshot sounds like. It wasn't that.
We just proved that there's a flaw in your testimony.
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking.
Whoa, poetic.
And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they're designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
So you wouldn't have heard a balloon. They're soundproof. The judge heard it because the window was open. What is that supposed to mean? That explains the time difference. Oh. Rex says mature enabled because you say bad words. Like, I say bad words sometimes, but I don't think enough to warrant mature. Like, I've noticed that when you have mature enabled on your stream, what tends to happen is people come on in thinking that it's okay to, like, say every swear under the sun in every single one of their sentences. Like, I allow that in the chat, but, like, at that point, are you saying anything of value? Like, I feel like I'd rather censor myself, not censor, but just, you know, put a filter on my brain, just that little tiny bit. It is easy for me because I don't swear all that often. Because that's just me. I feel like it's easier to do that and keep the peace rather than, you know, have to deal with people that just don't understand the tone. You know? That's just how I prefer to deal with things. But knowing now that Twitch will actually show you mature ads on mature streams, that's something to factor in. That's something to factor in. Harish, moment, you're not a sailor. Am I a sailor? I'm looking for some sailors. Do you know where I can find some sailors? What's up, Harish? How you doing? Welcome in. We're interrogating Detective Bad.
I see.
The walls and doors are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material.
I should get some of those. Then you mean...
Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
Yeah, Bad, I hate to break it to you. The windows are open, dude. No!
Gnurk! Gnurk!
I knew that was what he was going to say! Well, that brings up something else. You matured because when you play with other people. If I ever have other people on a voice call, absolutely mature on. Like, I can't control what happens, you know? Common Writer, thanks for gifting us up to Rex. Dude, thank you for that. Enjoy the emotes, Rex. Enjoy not having to see ads for mature things. Thank you for the support, Common. Grab a nest, get comfy. Then that means that Scruffface's testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any sign of a struggle. Yeah, but open windows. No!
That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping.
You just woke up. Wait, you streamed for like 14 hours straight. I hope you got enough sleep. To tell me, how many hours did you sleep? It better be more than 7.
Now do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around. The other way around? Did you just say mother heckin' turnabout? It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if we were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. I like to think that's how fast he thinks, like... Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean, how? I just did.
You know, it's probably loud enough. Title drop. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words.
Words?
Hungry for words? No, hungry for worms.
Shut up.
That's the magic word. Yo, if anybody needs an explanation, the name of this series is Gyakuten Saiban in Japan, literally translating to turnaround courtroom. Not like turn around bright eyes, but like turning thinking around, like coming back at the last moment kind of courtroom. That's why turnabout is such a arc word in this entire series.
Oh, how so?
If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears?
I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought.
I mean, I'm sure you two were close. Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to? It boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detective Band and Gumshoe had a gunshot they theoretically could not have. It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
The state of the crime scene?
Wait! Can it be? Go to the VHS player! Go to the VHS player!
It's an ultra strong perfume he wears. She smells her. And way too noisy.
It's a surveillance video. How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go to? Logic, baby. Look at it all. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my evidence collection's complete? Wouldn't you think there's a reason that the window was open? I've got thinking and hints aplenty. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. Things like the sound, things like the smell, things like the murder that sent Mr. Faraday to hell. Or maybe heaven, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just really focusing on singing at this point. I need to do Twitch Sings again sometime before the end of this year. Let's go, missing evidence television. It might be it. I mean, there's only so many possibilities. Nope, not there quite yet. It's the sound and the windows. What does it mean? What does it all mean? Means! Dusty Kuga, thanks for the hydrate. Wouldn't you think I'm the chick? The chick who has everything. Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of an open, barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot can be heard in both locations. Don't dry up my throat. Well, thank you for the hydrate. Here we go. The missing evidence is a video of a shooting. And the TV was loud. That's why the gunshot could be heard. I mean, I remembered that. I don't know if I would have figured it out. If I were smart, I would have. This is the benefit of playing a game you've played before. The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Yet I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not. I'm certain someone might have been in here. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place. Miles, what have you been thinking about? This whole time, he's just been anime style, thinking without saying anything out loud. Stop wasting time thinking, and let's start looking again. Thinking is a waste of time, you heard it from Francisca first. That's my mantra. It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. My favorite show is on. Oh, yes, let's go. Watch. Teletubbies.
Teletubbies?
I mean, Law and Order.
The TV? Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
Oops. I guess it just automatically started that. Let's go. Window. Thinking is a waste of time. No thoughts. Head empty. He's really a tuxedo mask. I don't believe it. The window is wide open. The scent of flowers is being blown in from the outside. Or is it the scent of perfume? I think it softens the heavy air in here somewhat. Windows in both lobby number 1 and 2 were open. Maybe they was trying to air out the room, just like in lobby number 1, especially since there might have been dead bodies in it. Or maybe they sought to ease some of the tensions to the fresh air. With Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell in the same room, I imagined the latter to be the case. But was there really a need to open the window just for that? And also to let sound come through? Earlier, when Detective Gumshoe touched this, it made the most terrible racket. You mean when Scruffy turned the television on, right? Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seemed more like when a video feed suddenly stops. At least, it did to me. I wonder why that is. Dude, Monster Man, what's up? Investigate the television? Wrong game. I don't have to go inside it. How much as I like to. Could you imagine if Phoenix Wright was on the case of the mysterious Inaba killer? You know, enough strange stuff happens to Phoenix with all the spirit mediumery and whatnot that he'd instantly believe it. Who would testify though? The kids? The investigation team? It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside. There is? It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end. This tape? Could it not be the missing surveillance tape? Oh, but it might have been recorded over. I suppose, yeah. Detective Bat, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
Alright, then let's rewind this and see what we have. Sailor Moon.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape.
What's on the beginning of the tape? Understood. This should be about right. Now then, let's see. Yo. This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member. I knew it. The missing piece of evidence. The surveillance video was here all along. Now, did we ever check how many bullets are still in the gun? Oh, that's super scary. Like, not only a functioning gun as evidence, but it's still loaded. Because if it was actually only shot once, then that means it wasn't shot today. I don't know if that ever becomes important, but that's something that I don't think they ever really thought about. At least the characters in this investigation.
This sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. Do you mean that you figured it all out then? Yes. And all I have to do now is boop you on the nose. Don't you dare. Okay, fine, I show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. Oh, fine. In that case, show me what you deduced. Oh, I'll show you. Show you what the gunshot was and through where they heard it from. It was here in the VHS. Deduce. That is the evidence. Oh, we got some video.
Surveillance.
Uh-oh. This piece of evidence will clear away the last remaining contradiction in this case. Myers, I believe that piece may actually be proof of a different last of sorts. It proves that today will be our last day as a prosecutor. Wait, I haven't even prosecuted a trial. I think I pointed at the wrong thing. I probably should have pointed at the TV itself. Little things like that sometimes just... Yeah, because it's a separate thing. Little things like that sometimes. Either that or I'm just off the mark. This one, deduce. Dude. Considering Persona Q is on DS, a Phoenix Wright crossover would have been cool. Well, I mean, like, even the Phoenix Wright trilogy is on PS4 now. They're both third parties. Like, Capcom could totally do it. Just Capcom. They've worked with Level 5 to make the Layton crossover happen, so they could oh, oops. Oops. Okay, what evidence do I need to slap against other evidence to make this make sense? Like, I know what happened, but how do I prove it? The limitations of a point-and-click format. Man, it's like I should have had the walkthrough open. I'm editing this video anyway. It's like I never got stuck. I'm not stuck, I just don't want to lose any more freaking health for no reason. It's the prosecutor's badge. Of course, it's always the prosecutor's badge. It proves that I know what I'm talking about. Therefore, whatever I say must be true. QED. Easy. Do da boo ba do 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 da boo da do ba do do do. Boo da boo do da da do. Shoo da da do ba do ba do ba. Okay, this is kind of dumb. I know what I'm saying. It's like, oh, the window was playing the... Yeah, whatever, dude. They heard the tape through the window. Let's go. If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun, and no one would have been the wiser. But it was open for a reason. Get it wrong on purpose. Torture Edgeworth more. He deserves it. He needs to be taught a lesson. Biddy Melon, what's up? This game is dope. I mean, it sure is. Egg, how you doing? That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing as if, However, what happened in reality was... Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot. The windows in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it. But then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place? Because they farted. They're so stinky. To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose? Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. Uh-oh, stinky. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of? When the crime took place, the killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes, and then they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. I was dropping beats. Where'd the music go? So that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video?
Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Yay. Just a little bit of health. Miles Edgeworth, Master Rapper, MC, MCME, Master Lawyer. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, what is it? Meatwad? Meatwad the bailiff?
Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something.
It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over.
I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say.
It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. Absolutely. You can tell how close Francisca is to Miles at any given point in time. By whether she says the full Miles Edgeworth like an angry mother scolding their child, or sometimes she just says Miles, as if they really are brothers and sister. Like, it comes and goes. But you can tell when she uses it more that she's, you know, not particularly mad at him for any support, any particular point in time. September 10th, 6:15, courtroom number 3. Tyrell Bad, so cool. I wonder if anybody's made a graph or like chart of which courtrooms each case take place in. Because they do switch between courtrooms 1, 2, and 3. I think 3 is the most common though. Like which courtroom has seen the most action in the Phoenix Wright games? I think 3 is the one that is it a spoiler if it's in the trailer? Something really bad happens to it in Ace Attorney 5. That's all I'll really say. It's in the trailer though, so go watch the trailer. Oh look, did Kay get like a little strap or something? Like a bag? Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for has already...
Hold it. Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Wait a minute. It didn't show? Why is it not doing it? Alright, Iron Merlin, thanks for the raid. Here, you can have this. Ba-da-ba-da. Whoa! Vinny, thanks for the raid with 1,557 viewers. Oh my god, crazy Merlin raid. Can we get a shout out for Iron Merlin? Thanks for the raid. How you guys doing? Were you having a co-stream? Were you streaming with Ari? How y'all doing? Welcome on in. Beloved Hime, Ari, how you doing? Vin, Susanna, oh Susanna, welcome on in. Nukem Hard, how you doing, man? How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. You were playing Mario 3D All Stars? Ooh, which one? Oh man, I'm so sad I missed that. I wish I knew. I mean, I'm streaming, so I couldn't watch, but dude, I miss your streams. How you doing, man? Hope you're well. Hope you had a good time. And if you guys don't know Vin, went to TwitchCon with him. He's a cool dude. Plays a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Crazy challenge runs. Like, he's absolutely insane. Like, what? No health, no leveling up. Kingdom key only. Dude is crazy Merlin. Go give him a follow. Sunshine, yeah. I've been playing it. The controls are a little bit weird, but just loving the nostalgia and how hard I remember it is. A lot of people don't remember how hard Sunshine is. Like, I've always known. Sandbird level, Pachinko level, Lily Pad level, Giant Watermelon level, Yoshi Fruit Adventure level, just everything. Even if, you know, each individual one isn't that hard. Like, it all just comes together and loses you a lot of lives. Yeah. Come from Alabama with a chicken on his knee. Well, welcome on in, Raiders. Hope you're doing well. If you don't know me, I play a lot of RPGs, visual novels like Phoenix Wright specifically, and Nintendo games myself. So have a fantastic time. Thank you for trusting me with your audience, and come to chill out. Brings a lot of memories. Yeah, like I was actually playing a little bit of Super Mario 64 off stream because I just wanted to. Honestly, I just wanted to. I was playing it in handheld mode. One of the most just beautiful things about having the collection on Switch, it's portable. Like, yeah, you may argue that these 3 games are not worth it to have in one place, but they're all portable now. You can play 64 anytime you want. You can play Sunshine anytime you want. You can play Galaxy anytime you want. Like, granted, you may not be going out right now, but it's just very convenient. Like, play it right before you go to bed, you know? When I first got the Switch, just hours and hours of lost sleep due to me playing Breath of the Wild in bed. Objection! Who wouldn't trust you? Yes, I see that, my Witness Barbary is paying off nicely. Thank you, beloved Hime. Your check will be in the mail. You might do 64. Yeah, totally. Well, welcome on in, everybody. Hope you had a good time. Welcome to Ace Attorney. Somebody died, and we're trying to find out who. That's pretty much the synopsis to every case in every game. It's the easiest way to explain what's happening if you've never seen the game. There's a little girl, her father was murdered, and we need to avenge her because she's too adorable.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for?
If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. He's a good man, that Bad. He is just a big old extra large grade AA good egg.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest?
Well, you know, that turned out to be false.
I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty.
Ew.
To see this case through to the end.
Go with the job. I'm doing it. Oh, and if I didn't warn you guys, I do the voices.
No matter how it turns out.
Bad is Batman at this point.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out.
Alright, what evidence did you forge?
I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must be, without a doubt, Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion and this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ.
You never knew Edgeworth got his own game. Oh, he has 2 games. If you're a fan of the series, Investigations is a love letter to the original trilogy, and Investigations 2, I've never played it, but I hear it's also good. So play it, you'll get like so much fan service, references to the original games, more out of these characters that you barely got to see. Maybe being able to see how they interact with each other when Phoenix isn't around. Oh, it's so good. I just love the series.
Cue Axel quote. Got it memorized.
You only play it if I can be your personal voice actor. Yeah, just watch the stream as you play along.
Yeah. In a trial, there's always time for a rebut, and we are standing in a court of law.
I like how we took our places at like the defense chair and the prosecution chair, but like there's no official trial going on.
It would be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think?
How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing.
But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won.
Omae wa mo shineru.
All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is.
Dun, 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 dun. I love her freckles. Honestly, can I just say, no Symphon, but still,
Misuse argument.
Phoenix right for Smash, let's do it. I would absolutely love it. There was a new Kirby game that was recently announced, Kirby Fighters 2, which is basically like Super Smash Bros. With Kirby. But like Smash Bros. Gameplay was based on Kirby gameplay to begin with, so it's like both series kind of combining. It's interesting. I kind of want to play it. I didn't pay attention to when it's going to come out. But it's got like a luchador Kirby. It's got like Kirbys of all different kinds fighting each other. It's really cute. I don't know what my point was. I was just reminded of Smash. Let's have Phoenix write in. Oh yeah, there was rumors that because Bandana Waddle Dee has like a legit character slot in that game, they might think they're gonna use that to give justification to put Bandana Waddle Dee in Smash, and everybody is already preemptively angry. Like Byleth all over again. But like, I'm sure he'll be an interesting character if they put him in, because Sakurai, he just works so hard to make these characters unique. This is when Edgeworth was under Von Karma. Yes, this is right before what was supposed to be his first case. And you can still see lots of Edgeworth's mannerisms still reflecting Von Karma at this point in time. It's very creepy. Everyone sans the suspect. What did you say? Sans has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there's no possible escape route for copy number 2. That's one unshakable conclusion. Detective guy shut the door. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But, of course, there's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. Bandana Waddle-Dee. I'd play him. Though honestly, I'd rather play Min Min more. Although honestly, I'd rather polish my Daisy gameplay a little bit more. Because playing Peach and Daisy has such a high skill ceiling. I ended up, for those who don't know who I mained in Smash, I mained Snake for a while. But for certain characters, he's just no good. Like, he will get comboed to infinity. So I started using characters like Daisy in order to more effectively dance around the opponent. You know, play more offensively rather than defensively. Let's see. So everyone has an alibi for when the gun went off, but we established that the murder might have been before that. Yeah. You'd be happy if there's any Ace Attorney news at all. All we can really do, put more money towards that collection maybe, and just vote with our wallets. Let Capcom know there is a fan base for it. It's the only way we can tell them. It's so sad. The suspect? But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you, this is no joke. Look, I know you heard it from the judge earlier, that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. Huh. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump cards. Crime scene, thoroughly investigated. People are following Tokyo Game Show. Oh yeah, that's like happening right now, isn't it? Does anybody know the dates of Tokyo Game Show? And if so, post it in the chat. Because I'm curious, there's like a lot of news people are like anxiously awaiting in general from Japanese developers. Yeah, they're so optimistic. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I don't go into these game shows. I don't go into these conventions or conferences, whatever, expecting much anymore. Because it's like, I was only ever excited for Nintendo anyway. When I was a kid, before I lived in Los Angeles, I would always think, oh man, when E3 goes on, I want to be able to finally go to it, go to LA, go to the LA Convention Center, and like play the games early and see all the footage and all the announcements. But now, like, since Nintendo does directs, PlayStation does their fake directs, it's just not that exciting anymore. Ironically, now that I actually live in LA, and the fact that, you know, E3 didn't happen this year, it's just so disappointing a little bit. But, you know, people get their news from rumors and Twitter and whatever these days. When something is finally actually confirmed, that's when I get excited. There was a gunshot? No. The gunshot was actually heard on a TV. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back! Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, there you go again, asserting that it's lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? Oh, he's baiting it. He knows very well it's not, but he's baiting it out of her. That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden.
Bad, are you tired? Why are you talking like that?
Sorry, I am eating a very spicy lollipop. It's one of those ones from Mexico. It's got like tamarind and spicy. Oh, it's really hot.
I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. Bam, bam, bam. TGS started, but it's not done yet. It lasts for days. Yeah, most of these conventions usually do. There's no possible escape route from Lobby 2. Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. Why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there were an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Wait a minute. Ow. Ouch. Well, it didn't actually penalize me, so I'm fine with that. Whip me, baby. What?
Hold it!
Hold it! I can come to your house and play games blindfolded. Basically the same. You know, you just don't get the same experience of waiting in line for literal hours just to play a demo of a game for 5 minutes, you know? You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. If I say, I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. Append it to your testimony. Funny thing about the way that he talks is the lollipop is why he talks like that. Anytime he takes the lollipop, he talks normally. Oh, is it? Should I just be doing like a... Should I pretend to have something in my mouth like... I don't want to make that... If I had an actual lollipop, that would be a lot easier. I could use a cough drop. Got some of those. Huh. I suppose we finally reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. So what was that testimony for? But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you had confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject. What if I did it? What if I'm the murderer, huh? But there were witnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see.
I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see.
As for the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess. And was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or a bailiff, or anyone else.
Wait. So basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, miss you. I miss you. Please come back. What about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. During that span of time. Trump card, trump card, trump card, trump card, trump card. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard that gunshot, shall we? Typical Edgeworth.
He had this all planned out, all according to Keikaku. He was leading the argument to this point. That's why it was useless to contradict any of those statements earlier. It really does feel like I'm playing as Edgeworth. Like, you hear everything Phoenix has to say, let him have his fun. And then bam, updated autopsy report right there. Right, he had his card ready to play.
You fell into my trap card. Not so fast, Kaiba.
Weiss has some French vanilla coffee cake bread. That sounds delicious. Where did you get it? Can I have some? I suppose if that we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then? She knows! She knows! The gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate. Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1, care to explain how that could have been fabricated? Why, yes, I do have evidence. Thank you for asking. That tape? Oh, frantic makeup? Frantic makeup? Pat, pat, pat. I. Lipstick. Yes, it is exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell that the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. What was this? That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard in the gunshot, the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video? Ah, but I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. You know, most other people would be saying no or ah. She's just makeup. Huh?
That's the only thing I can think of too.
After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. Let's go. I got you. I played my card. You fell into my trap. It played from the beginning. It would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, time manipulation, it opens up the possibility that some of the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Objection. Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor, Edgeworth, and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Nice dancing, nice dancing. The courtroom turns into a dance party every time somebody's cornered. Of course we knew, didn't we, Miles? I mean, I knew. Don't know about you, Francisca. Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a while ago. Doesn't matter. That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it. End of story. Huh. But it's not. No. How should I explain why she was able to hear the gunshot from a soundproof room? The window was open. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that, despite the fact that they are obviously grilled, that both rooms have air conditioners installed, the window is open in each. ... Now that we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
Objection!
It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the time.
Objection!
Oh, but I think not. Humph. It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be open, and the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. There ain't no party like a guilty party, don't stop! No! The real killer in this double murder is... Francisca!
Take that!
You! Who? You! Who though? No, you! Me? Yes, you! You! Miss Calisto, you! I firmly hereby formally indict you as the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. Firmly indict you.
What?
You? Ooh. You got a little red on ya, you.
You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course, I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you feel like laughing now?
Ha! Ha ha ha! Of course I do, Edgeworth.
My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. What, the tango, Maureen? I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? We did it, lads. Throw it the fuck at him. Misuse rebuttal. Are those Edgeworth dabs? They are no, those are the demon from Yu-Gi-Oh dabs. I almost thought it was Edgeworth. No, Miss Yu, I expect you to die. Burn. Wait a minute. You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? It was you who caused it. Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Furthermore, do you have proof that I'm even here? Do you have proof that I'm even real? She just disappears. Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours. You got more holes than Detective Bad's coat. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. The chicken was simping for a murderer. Wait a minute. I mean, yeah, but still though. Can you blame me? Now's the time to put the patented Von Comma perfect proof to the test. It's only perfect when you forge the evidence. Throw the chicken at her. You argue that the weapon was windowed. Let's go. Evidence. All I need to do is have some prints analyzed, and we'd know straight away. Be my guest. She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else. But why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. When did I try presenting that piece of evidence? I've got nothing to lose, except for, my health bar. What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows, lines in your forehead, they're all back. Oh, more importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Oh, well in that case, I'll just continue in my testimony, alright? Yu disappears. Wow, we should have hired the Ghostbusters. There's something weird in your court of law. Who you gonna call? Like, do I go for more dialogue, or do I just do it right? I want more dialogue, honestly. That's how I always play these games. I know what I'm supposed to do. I just don't want to do it right now. It's so high. You need to sleep. Oh, I guess I should just do it right then. No, I'm glad you're enjoying, though. I thought I just proved it was. Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime. Unfortunately for you, Miss Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important. How so? By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the when of the crime should have been fabricated. It proves the possibility. Aw, that's not gonna hold any water, Edgy, come on. And the possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. The scene of the cream, the bakery. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can re-evaluate afterwards. Hey, she's breaking. She's beginning to crack. So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Even if you're shocked, that is of no concern to me. Must have been a Pikachu or something. I do things my own way. Oh, I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked.
This is my shocked face. Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony. The testimony? Yeah, you're the one who asked. Alright, but let me say just one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people. Especially not me. Edward a king. Edward's not just a king. He's the entire kingdom, dude. And you are not just a clown. You're the entire circus. Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be. Oh? Admitting to your faults now, are we? At this point in time is what I mean to say. Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser? No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I'll run out of fabric and I'll need to go to the textile shop. I forgot what my metaphor was. I will ultimately make my way to the truth. What a paradox. Take care to not fall into one of the holes before you fill it up. Miles, you remember, don't you? What my window in lobby number 1 was opened? Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened. It's my window of opportunity. Ha ha.
Objection!
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you? Miss you? Francisca looking cute. Now, Carlos, she's 13. At this point in time. Edgeworth! I never knew you were into that wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know. Oh, but it is what you recommend for covering up a crime scene. Well, this isn't mine. That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Miss you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That this bottle of perfume was given to Detective Bad by you. Because it gets really strong, really fast. So, what about the perfume? What about it? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. Big show! That's according to Detective Bad. This is a prequel? This particular episode is a prequel, but the whole game takes place like on a certain day, then like 2 days before that day, then a day after that day, and then like 7 years in the past. It goes all over the place, but it's still easy to follow, surprisingly. Like, I recommend it. If you play the trilogy, play this one too. You will love it. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window. Come now, I've already told you, that's all just a big coincidence. This game takes place between Game 1 and 2. I was told somewhere in the YouTube comments exactly when it takes place. It's definitely before Game 3. I'll say that much. And that's actually kind of important. It definitely takes place during the regular trilogy. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window. Objection! The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. But that's all, folks. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Miss you. You were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1, when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? I'll take your silence as a yes. All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought of by you, Miss You. Ooh, why the heck you lying? Why the heck you lying? Ha! Ha ha ha! You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Look, I've had a lot of fun today. Really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. You've left me quite discheesed.
Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all.
Dum 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 dum.
I think this is the end? Why? It couldn't be me. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. Forgery? Listen, I couldn't forge a sword in the middle of the Middle Ages. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. Dance party in the courtroom, let's go. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Just like I pumped that information out of Detective Bad. Oh, that sounds horrible. It's plain to see that in the end, you know, it's gonna be you. Hold it! You can't deny you're guilty as all heck. I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. He only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Do as you like, but as for me, I believe. You believe? I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. Now I'm a believer. My, you're enthusiastic. Oh, of course, I should have guessed. And then I saw the evidence. I should just create an entire genre of parodies of songs based on Ace Attorney. And then I solved the case. Now I'm a believer. You murdered him. There's no doubt in my mind. I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor. Yes, I'll bill sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire. How dare you! Say such a thing! Ooh, they got that sibling sync going on.
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get back to you.
Why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? Yes, shall. Hold it. Do. Every little thing I do. And why exactly could you have not killed him? I'll prove it to you. I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth. Wait a minute. Where did the flirting happen? Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. Dang, my ship. It sunk before it even sailed, dude. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, aren't we?
Objection!
Wait a minute. Are they related? Not by blood, but Manfred basically adopted Edgeworth after certain things. Monsieur, you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy. Sorry. Monsieur, please continue with your testimony. He's not interested. He has eyes for one lady, Lady Justice. Sure. As I was saying, I mean, is Miss You not the closest thing to Lady Justice we got? Her earrings are literally scales. Like, doesn't that just like pull on her ears? I don't imagine that'd be comfortable. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. I don't even know where the knife came from. I'm assuming we present the knife here, but just in case. Oh, anime time.
The background goes dark. Only me, no thoughts, head empty.
At this rate, she'll inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Hugh, maybe you weren't aware.
However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, the fact that Detective Bad shows up on each side, you like the idea that he's running back and forth?
Actually, she's got a point. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's why he's out of breath, not just the lollipop. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. No. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So that's what you were trying to do? Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key that Tagarasu had sent. So you did know it was a key. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you don't really have a leg to stand on. I'm sorry, did you even see last stream? I have 2 legs. 2 legs? You really think you can trap me? Come now, be honest. I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. Yo, question, Miss You. How did you know he had the key? It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. It's funny because the Yatagarasu has 3 legs. I have 3 legs to stand on. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you like. That's how much. She'll even say the word I twice. Believe it or not, I'm actually reading all this text. Just noticing a typo. It's something that you only really do when you say it out loud. Maybe I should have QA'd this game. Thanktwig, what's up? How you doing? Welcome on in. We're about to find the killer. Get excited. It's dance party time. You've seen Keys do crazy things in Kingdom Hearts. Well, this one will unlock her heart. I told you, I'm not interested. That's not what I meant. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key. I know now, without a doubt, that Kingdom Hearts is light. Miss You, I would like to confirm something with you one more time. Wow, okay, you actually have a K Faraday emote. I love it. Bye, what's you waving by? No, say hi. Oh, about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this? I don't need to ask you about that, because he isn't the killer. Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again. 1 wrinkle, 2 wrinkle. That issue aside, Miss You, I'd like to ask you about what was inside that bag. I'll tell you, no Botox or anything like that. If you were asking. Okay, stop it with the wrinkles. I don't care. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct? Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from. I have just spotted the road to a perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you have revealed your true identity, Miss You. Miles, her final statement. Yes, I know. All I have to do now is to present the evidence. I will submit the evidence. But what is this ominous feeling that I can't shake? I am gonna prove the point that she knows everything about the Yatagarasu by pointing the evidence at the statement about the key. The key. I'll prove that you're actually Sora Kingdom Hearts. Here we go now. Objection! Objection. 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 Miss You,
I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture. Look at this photograph. This is a picture of the key that Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it is in fact, it has the secret ability to transform into a knife. It's more than meets the eye. I guess you could say it's a real transformer. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. But with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it is more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Got him! Ugh. How many times are you gonna, mess up your lipstick like that? You know what? You might as well start, just putting that lipstick all around your mouth. So you can start looking like what you really are. A clown! I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be alive for all I know. Don't give her the knife, though. You would even now still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything! Well, we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now, take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real. It just hurts so much to see him defending Von Karma. So much. Wow. Who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? I feel like we didn't do that right. I feel like we're supposed to catch her slip in that she knew it was actually a knife. Not just say it to her yeah, you knew this all along, huh? Huh? She's like, no. Oh. But of course you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would have never been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Tap, 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 tap. Furthermore, there is something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How do you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Dang, she's good. Because that's the only person who could have told her. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. Duh! But he didn't tell me about how that key actually transforms. Objection. Nice. Egg, what's up, nameless inversion? How you been? It's been a while. What you're saying is simply not possible. Oh? And why not? And why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. Did he? No, yeah, because he never said it was a knife. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife. Or, he was just very careful. Objection! How you doing, by the way, if you're just coming on in? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Objection! Oh. Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have had much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? Wait. You're not denying it or what? How many layers of makeup is she gonna put on? How many layers of truth and lie are we in? I'm at least 5, bro. How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss you. I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife? Is it Manfred von Karma? Nope, he's not here. Is it Bern Faraday? Maybe, but we're going with the idea that he's not. Is it the dead man? No, he's too busy being dead. Is it Mackerel? Nah, too fishy for me. Is it the Yatagarasu himself? There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. It was you. Wait a minute. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself. Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief, Yatagarasu? Wait, I thought Bern was. I may misremember some things. Miss you. You used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? Huh? Who would have thought that you, the stupid rookie prosecutor, would see right through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into some place. You! Oh, snap. Monka-S moment, that's what bad is right now. If I had a Monka-S emote, it would be bad.
You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me. Calisto, you?
Calisto, you, huh? That's not my real name. I got it. I took some water. Thank you. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief, Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal, for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday. No, I'm serious. My name is Yatagarasu. It's very unfortunate. You know, I was destined for this. Which threw my plan into a complete mess. Perjury, lying under oath. We're in court, but we're not actually in court. So she's totally able to lie right now, but still. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Yet this whole game doesn't actually take place during court. We just happen to be in a courtroom right now because that's where the murder occurred. So there's a lot of things that you usually don't apply anyway in Ace Attorney, like perjury. But in this game specifically don't matter as much. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. Bribing a witness to lie is still a crime. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just that this is not the time right now to debate it. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
She admits to it.
But didn't you say that you despised criminals?
But do I really?
You. Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too?
Maybe. What sort of woman would... So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. I mean, in an actual courtroom, you'd bring that thing through an x-ray scanner, and then people could actually see the knife part. Like, it's not a very good plan. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. Ooh, what a mistake! He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside the plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. Oh, that's so cold and kind of hot. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. He was a witness. I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. Her hands were all over that. You'd think they'd check fingerprints. I'm assuming she wore gloves. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed each other. Then the trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Oh, she had... Man, like, when she was in the crime scene alone, I thought she had every opportunity to, like, either tape over the tape or just take the tape. Like, why'd she leave it in? Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me.
It was me, Austin. It was me. All along.
What do you mean, huh? What? Who? What? I was the client in the murder of the Cadopian embassy staff member, Dead Man.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Bullet. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. Masaka. Bakara. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. Wait a minute! The Yatagarasu's a member of... Wait, what? No, wait, huh? Yeah, I don't think she... What?
What?
How could this...
You don't mean... You're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Yeah, I would assume so. They were all buddy-buddy. Maybe, maybe not. Yes, you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You?
Yatagarasu, you can run from the law, but you can never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. What's with that? What? Hey, Edgeworth. What? What? Do you have something for me? Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? Huh? No? Well, let me tell you. It means the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Hey! Don't shoot! They just got a gun! Just got a gun! I was just mentioning it earlier. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Wait a minute. Let's not be too hasty. Rudy Tooty, I'm a point and shooty. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I still gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down!
My body! I can't move!
Hey, mister! To your right!
Whoa! Holy! I forgot she actually fires! Oh my god! Bad! Go! Detain her right now! Okay, she only had 1 bullet apparently. Go! Are you alright, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Back in Texas, they call me the Rootin' Tootin' Yatagarasu. Wait, the Yatagarasu's from Texas? Where did the K go? No! That's a gunshot! Edgeworth almost died, dude! Oh, this game would be very different. Okay, you saved the future of the entire Ace Attorney series. September 10th, 7 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Oh, did you get her?
Sorry, but it looks like she got away.
Please tell me Kay is safe. I don't care.
I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon.
Detective Bad, are you all right? I heard a gunshot.
I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket and in my chest.
He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken.
I'm bleeding out, dude. But more importantly, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma. Are you two hurt?
Oh, Detective Bad looking out for us like a real G. We do not deserve the king that is Detective Tyrell Bad. We don't deserve his theme song. We don't deserve him. We don't deserve nothing. We can't have nothing in Detroit. I'm absolutely fine. Francisca, you better work on your chords of steel.
Yes, I'm fine.
If I ever do Apollo justice, is that a good Apollo voice?
Cords of steel. Objection.
He does kind of sound like he's yelling, but I don't want to yell all the time when I do his voice. Dark Valley, what's up? How you doing? I'm also all right, thanks to Kay. Detective Bad, more like Detective Dad.
Speaking of Kay, where is she?
I don't know. She just sort of disappeared.
I'll go look for her. Oh, and Hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, and before anyone gets the wrong idea, I do remember certain things about this game and the Yotagarasu and all that. I'm just not saying it because I'd rather not, like, spoil if possible.
Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, soy. Detective Bad, sir.
Soy.
I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable.
Even if it's not technically perjury. Urban, thanks for the raid. I didn't even know you streamed. Hold on, let me give you a shout out. Kratos, Auron, you just missed, like, basically the end of this case. Apollo just sounds like a young man. You don't think he runs when he yells also. I'm thinking specifically about his objection. Like, I really like how his objection sounds like he's been doing Chords of Steel. Let me like play it back for you guys. Objection! He sounds like he's really, like, straining. Objection! Objection! Oh, it even comes with the music. Objection! Like, I admire how loud the voice actor had to be there. How much they for probably, like, killing their own vocal cords. Objection! Like the emphasis on objection. It's really good. It's really good. It did work. Well, it doesn't actually work if you only raid with one person. Like, it won't show off. But also, raids have been kind of funky. Hope you had a good time, dude. How you been? Detective Bad. He's basically the dad. You imagine the Dragon Ball Z fighter, Dragon Ball Fighters announcer, but more yelly. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, if I do voice him, I tend to do just my normal voice, if possible, when voicing the protagonist in any game. Maybe with an accent, but for the most part, just me talking, because they're the one who's gonna talk the most. Detective Vet, Omegas, what's up? How you doing? Welcome on in as well.
In this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real father. I mean, detective.
Gumshoe can be a dad? Just think. Him and Maggie, dude. They'll make the most clumsiest, doofy kids, but heck, they'll be adorable.
Now don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops.
Pops! Because he got lollipops, but also he's a dad. Pops? Pops! Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Or maybe the detective from Lupin the Third? Pops! Zenigata! Man, I really need to watch that 3D movie. I've heard it's really good. I know you guys watched it in Nash's Discord the other day. I wish I wasn't streaming that day so I could watch it. But I am also waiting for the English dub. I really hope they get, like, the guy who has been dubbing basically the cast of the animated series ever since the originals, dude. They are just perfect. I'm not sure if I'm specifically thinking of, but I know that in one dub, Chris Sabat voices Jigen. So he's just Piccolo with a gun.
Special gun cannon.
Going to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. Pops! Yeah. Phoenix's original objection sounds low quality and out of place in games with the full cast. Well, I mean, yeah. Capcom is no stranger to reusing, like, the old Game Boy Advance assets for all the DS games. So it's really weird when you play Apollo Justice and, like, the judge is still using his Game Boy Advance sprite. It just looks so small. Or was it the judge, or am I thinking of something else? I just know some of the sprites in Apollo Justice are still the original sprites from original Ace Attorney, and they look so out of place. Like, they don't have the right color palette, they look slightly smaller than the other sprites, but they straight up just use them. It's kind of dumb. But thankfully, once they switch to 3D, everything looks all nice and consistent.
I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
Let's hope it's not. Be careful, Detective Bat, and take care. Very Japanese bow.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
Maybe in the second game, I hope. Dude, Gumshoe just slapped Bad in the face.
Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything.
Yes, well, I'm glad we sold everything before we were taken to prison. You forgot about Lupin. Yeah, watch it. Jigen's like the best. He's my favorite.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
You know, I feel like my judge voice has slowly become Yugi's grandpa from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yes. You want to see my super rare ultra super secret card? Well, here it is. It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied, too, so that didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
She did? Oh, what is it?
It's a salary cut! What did she have? The proof of the friendship. It's a Swiss roll. I gave it to you.
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. The blackluster soldier. Playing a card game has caused me to become severely injured.
Yugi, no, Yugi's grandpa, no. Coffee Dad from Persona 5 is just retired Jigen. He is, though. I made that comparison when I played Royal. He does sound like him, too. Wait, is Sojiro's voice actor one of the people who dubs Jigen in one of the dubs? I feel like that might be true. Sojiro VA. Hold on, I'm checking something right now. Jamieson Price. I'm on behind the voice actors.
I always think about Wakaba on the anniversary of her death.
Oop, that's a spoiler. Let's see. I'm scrolling down his page. He's voiced Wolfric from Pokemon Masters. He voiced one of the people in Judgment. Let's see. He voiced the character in Metro Exodus. Come on. He voiced somebody in Sailor Moon. What? He voices the CEO in Agretsuko. Come on. I want to see video game roles. Let's go. Not video game roles. I want to see old anime. He voiced Hercule in Dragon Ball Super.
I had no fear, though I stood with my back against a wall.
I don't know. He doesn't sound doofy enough. Let's see. What else? Come on. There's got to be Jigen on here. He voices Iron Tiger in Blaze Blue.
Gigantic Tiger!
Oh, this dude's got everything. This guy's got some work. He voices Giovanni in Pokemon Origins.
The president and I are discussing a very important business proposition.
Phoenix Wright, thanks for the follow. Wow, the Phoenix Wright, how you doing? Hope you're well. We're playing Ace Attorney Investigations and figuring out if the voice of Sojiro ever did Jigen from Lupin the Third. I'm just gonna Control F this page. This is taking a while. He has done a lot. He has not voiced Jigen. However, he has voiced in a Lupin. He's voiced somebody in a movie, Yell Okuzaki, whatever. Anyway, here's a Swiss roll. Weenie's gotta go. Hope you have fun. Hey, thanks for coming on by, Weenie. It's always a pleasure to see you. There's always the VOD. I hope you get have a good time zone, whatever you're doing right now. And thanks again. You've been great. Thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge makes you think as Gumshoe as Joey. He's basically Deep Joey. He's basically Deep Toad Joey. I said in one of the earlier parts that to do Gumshoe's voice, I literally just do a Toad voice, but deeper. So it's like, hello, 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 hello.
Can I really have it? Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all. Present, you paid for it. We need more chicken attacks. Oh, well, you know. If you just redeem it, it'll happen.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now.
I think I'll eat it now. Giovanni, eh? your Animal Crossing character is in a Team Rocket cosplay. Hey, Team Rocket's still the best after all these years. Sure, go ahead. It's no longer evidence. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. Oh, so sweet. He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Oh, that was good, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. Or Switzerland. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she?
You only noticed just now. Was his mind not present when he discussed earlier? It's never present. Sorry, Edgeworth, you gotta get used to that. Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. No, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh?
Can we get a hoy? Can we get a ManokAdobo in the chat? Hoy!
I hereby pledge loyalty to you forever and ever. I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
And it was this day that Gumshoe became Edgeworth's 100% indentured servant for all of the rest of time. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. Kamen Rider, thanks for the hydrate. Nice salutes, everybody. I love them. Oh, Edgeworth, get used to it, buddy. Get used to it, pal. Annoyed? Too bad. That'll be your feelings for the rest of your life. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Does he even know about the murder? Well, yeah, he was interrogated by you. That's true. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry, I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But that's a story for Trials and Tribulations. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. You love him. You love him. More like prosecutey. Wait a minute. But I suppose that's just how things are. It really do be like that sometimes. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... Da-da-da-da! That was a huge flashback! Oh, hi, we're back at Gatewater Land. What's up? So, do you remember now? Yes. I remember everything! Oh, sorry. Yes, I remember everything. Sorry, it's not young Edgeworth anymore. I gotta give him that deep voice again. Kay, it's been a while. Snake, it's been a while.
Kay, you sure grew up a lot.
Of course! But thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried for you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. You could have at least said hi. Called? I don't know.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm glad you're all right. I'm just glad you're all right.
How did you do that, Kay? I've never had flashbacks with multiple save points. 1 year later, after dealing with stress from Phoenix.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
You like to think Edgeworth was just standing there zoning out for hours? Like basically? Deku thinking without thinking from My Hero Academia. Let's go. I might have showed this on stream, but I'll show it again because why not? Copyright infringement. Copyright infringement. Do do do. Do 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 do. Doesn't matter. Anime monologue supposed to be happening. No, this is what actually happens. This is how people actually see it from the outside. Just a man lost in thought. Almost fallen right on his face. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and... Hold it! We have to have a save point. I'm sorry, the streaming needs a break. Actually, there were still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? She could have written. You don't ever write a letter. How come you don't write letters anymore? Don't you care about your poor old Edgy? Don't you care? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Calisto you, the woman who killed your father? No, you're wrong. What? No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Huh?
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure. Wow, not very good at not leaving evidence, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, but that's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Edgeworth can call people by cell. Oh yeah, Edgeworth calls people by payphones. He probably doesn't even have a cell. And that way Oldbag can't track him. Well, we got Cape Verde and her Blackberry, so... You know, expect that to start ringing off the hook. Alright then, how do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. It's a way to disarm any security system of the user's choosing? Yep, that's a little thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He was really a great thief, huh?
Why are you saying that as if it's not something you should be investigating yourself? Because he was good, that's why. Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. The Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you? Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
Eh?
Sends that card to the embassy.
Oh no.
Oh no. Embassy. Embassy. I just remember what the next episode is about. Ring, 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 ring. Phone call. Hello? What? You want to talk to Edgeworth? How did you know I was standing next to him? Sure. Kay, whatever you do, do not give me that phone. Oh no. Oh no, I know exactly who it is. It's Edgy Boo! I found your new phone number. No! No! Anything but that! No! I can't escape her no matter where I go. No matter what I do. The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card? Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Calisto you ladies behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something as like a gaudy card out. At least not before. Not before. But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Not mine. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go.
So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
I mean, she's lucky that he's still practicing law and, you know, ended up being on the side of good and realized that Manfred Varkarma's a sham. Drew me sham.
So you're saying that I have your fathers and misuse identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu.
She's definitely spent a lot of time on her costume, that's for sure.
If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Always. Oh.
Okay, that's enough waterworks, Mr. Gumshoe.
Sorry, I just get so emotional sometimes.
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
They're on the same side, come on. Edgeworth, just open your eyes and see the truth.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Calisto you?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
No, you can't say no to her tears. You guys can't resist. They're not crocodile tears, they are crow tears. Three-legged crow tears of shame and desperation and okay. Come to think of it, I do believe I know you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean?
Yes, that case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you!
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy!
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Oh, what is with that chummy relationship? It's adorable, that's what it is. Even after all these years. Jealous Foil, what's up? Welcome to the end. The great thief, Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the
Darkness.
There it is.
Burn Faraday, Calisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically challenging identity of that great thief Yatagarasu.
I am so surprised I was able to just read that line out as it was playing it, as the word was typing out. Like, phantasmagorically, yes.
And the Yatagarasu's real goal.
Nar, thanks for the lurk. But you know, you can't escape the eagle eye of Kamen Rider. Kamen, thanks for gifting us up the Nar. Enjoy the emotes, grab an SK comfy. The relationship's also called dorkiness. You know what, you're right. Magic vessel.
It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Into the darkness. The end.
Not of the whole game, just of that chapter. That really long chapter. Like, it has taken me, what, like 3.5 weeks to finish that? Like, that's on me for playing this game alongside of so much other stuff. But, hey, it worked out perfectly. I wasn't planning to play this game tomorrow anyway, so this is a fantastic place to end it for the stream. to end it for the game right now. We'll be back with it next week. Next week. Turnabout Ablaze. We'll save it for next time. Thank you, everybody. Let's see if there's any art. Wait a minute. That was my birthday present to Brad for his birthday. You know what? I'll play it. Why not? Let's play this music. There's no stream art for today, but if you ever have any art that is, you know, inspired by the stream or the games I play or the chickeny theme, like, you know, this little Twitch Sings art from from Twilight Fishy, back when it was my 1,000 followers celebration. This art from Rinko Squares of me, Rinko, and Harish celebrating my birthday for my birthday. I'm popping out of the cake. I was my own surprise. You know, fantastic art like this. Post it to the Discord or tweet it at me, and I'll show it. I should probably make like an art command. That's me. Or, you know, sometimes I make my own art. Thanks for the stream. You're all very welcome. You're all very welcome. Sorry if you just came in at the end, but I've gone on too long tonight. We'll find somebody to raid in a second, but as always, if you haven't already, give me a follow to catch me live next time I play Soulbeak. If somebody's here to if you're here to scout out a raid, I am ending. So no, tell them no. Tell them to stop. Tell them no, I refuse. I'm gonna find somebody to raid right now. In fact, if it's somebody who's about to raid me, I'll raid them first. Here we go, let's go. Follow me on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this or any other game. Everybody make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch past VODs as well. And also stay clucky if you're going to sleep. Have a good night. Goodbye, everybody. Bravo!